How are you doing? This is Yinka Ojo again. I want to just say a big thank you to all those who have newly subscribed. Thumbs up to you guys. I'm sure you enjoy these videos. I want you to make sure that you subscribe, hit that black button, or if it's a red button on your device, that's okay. Hit that button. I want you to subscribe, okay? I also want you to like this video, share this video. I want you to make sure that you comment so that I can know what's going on. Remember, we are believing God to hit 2,000 subscribers this year, so please be one of those making it happen. All right, let's get into this right away. Crossover with the cross, or relocate with the cross. Now, see, people are moving from various parts of the world. One of the signs of the last days is that people shall move to and fro. You will see that in the book of Daniel, when God was giving Daniel illustrations and giving him prophecies concerning the times to come, the end of times. And we are in the end of times right now, and there's a lot of movement, especially migration from developing countries to the developed world. So there's a lot of migration. People are migrating for educational purposes, a combination of reasons: educational purposes, financial purposes, career purposes, marriage purposes, resettlement, and all of that. But we see a situation in the book of Acts, chapter 8, verses 1 and 4, where there was some migration also in that time. So it's always been that way. In the time of Abraham, people also relocated, people migrated. In the time of Isaac, there was a lot of migration also. And but one thing about the people of God is that they always got instructions from God before moving, relocating, and migrating. So I want to challenge and encourage people that put God in the picture in whatever you are doing, and it always ends up excellently. So for the believer, the kingdom agenda must be number one. Always carry the cross wherever you go. Always carry the agenda of Christ wherever you go. So the cross means the agenda of Christ. Carry that agenda of Christ with you wherever you relocate to. Do not forget that. Now, maybe you are thinking of moving to a Western country, or you already find yourself in a Western country. You grew up in Asia or in Africa or in Latin America. Those are the three places where people are moving into Western Europe, to Australia, or to North America. Now, I want to share a few things with you. Number one, do not drop the cross behind. What I mean by that is that don't forget your Christianity. Many of these countries in North America, I'm talking of United States of America and Canada, or Australia, or Western Europe, many of them, when it comes to Christian values and Christianity, they are what they've termed themselves post-Christian culture or post-Christian community. They are so proud to say that they've left Christianity behind. They are not like Asia. They are not like Africa. They are not like Latin America. And those three parts of the world I just mentioned are the places where revival is going on the strongest in the world today. Latin America, Africa, and Asia. But so you got to understand that when you're moving into a different culture, most of these countries in the Western world, revival is virtually non-existent. Christian revival, I'm talking of with signs and wonders like we see it in Acts of the Apostles, the dead being raised, blind eyes opening, the deaf hearing, churches growing and exploding, and signs and wonders, God manifesting himself. It's not really going on too well, like in a widespread way. So you've got to understand that maybe God is sending you into that community or into that country to set the place on fire. Or why? definitely God is not sending you there for you to lose your fire, the fire you brought. So do not drop the cross behind. Cross over to those countries carrying the cross with you. Now, you will find out that because of the wealth in those countries compared to the developing world, the convenience of the system, or a system that works, the governmental system that works, it is easy for a Christian who has been on fire in the developing world, when they cross over, to just relax and say, wow, I don't need to pray for myself before I have the system that works anymore. So therefore there's a temptation there, and the temptation is to not press in walking by faith, to not press in prayer as they used to before. So you've got to realize this, and you've got to counter. You've got to put systems in place to make sure that you counter that potential temptation because the Bible says in the last days the love of many will wax cold. So you got to make sure that your own love will not wax cold if you are planning to move to a Western country, or you found yourself that you've moved into a Western country. Carry the cross along with you. What do I mean by the cross? The cross is a symbol of sacrifice. All right, there's a tendency. Many of these Western developed countries are structured in a way that Christianity-wise, you don't need to sacrifice anymore. I mean, it's a life of convenience for you, but you got to know that God has called us to a life of sacrifice for Himself. Standing for Christ in many of these developed countries is seen as intolerance. Standing and wearing a t-shirt that talks about Christ, or being vocal or sharing the gospel, is seen as not being tolerant. Are you willing to carry your cross and stand for Christ properly? Now, remember this: when you stand for Christ, Christ will stand for you. So, when you cross over, make sure you carry the cross and take it over. I know that there may be some questions you may have. I'll share some other videos in the next few videos, so stay with me. I'm going to be sharing with us a few things, and a number of things I've seen that have come up. People have asked me questions, and I want to believe God that God will answer for us. All right, I want you to make sure you comment, like this video, share this video, and I want you to also make sure you subscribe. Until I see my next video, peace.